Here talking with Brian from Rolf about the new wheels. He's going to run through the TDF 85 for us. So Brian, tell us about the wheel a little bit. What's going on here?
Well, it's a new wheel for us. We've introduced the TF 85. We've also introduced a TT version of it. It's 12 spokes in the front, 12 spokes in the rear. Of course, we do the pairing of the spokes, which helps us minimize the number of spokes there. We've gone to a new rim profile, 85 millimeters deep and 23 millimeters wide. Works great with a 22, 23 700C tire. And the whole point of that, by going to the greater width, is to improve the airflow as it comes across the rim. But it's not just the rim profile. I mean, the rim profile, it's important. I mean, it's something that really affects how the wind is going to fly over it. But also important is the number of spokes. And I think you hear a lot less information about that. Most of it what's out there is rim profile, and I think that's because most people can't really do what we can do with spokes. By pairing the spokes, we can bring the spoke count way down. Like I said, 12 spokes in the front, 12 in the rear. You try to take this exact same rim and build it with 12 evenly spaced spokes, it won't work. As you bring your spoke tensions up, the rim pulls left and right. But with our paired spokes, because the spokes are meeting the rim at the same place, they're offsetting the lateral forces. So as you're bringing up spoke tension on these spokes, they're offsetting. If you have it evenly spaced, as you tighten this spoke, it'll pull to the right. If there's a spoke here, it pulls to the left. And the rim kind of snakes like this as you bring your spoke tension up. So what do? You either need to make that rim heavier, add more spokes, or bring down your spoke tension. And I think a lot of people have to do that. Our rim does not dictate our spoke tension to a number of spokes. We can actually decide with spoke tension. If we know that the optimal stiffness for this gauge spoke is 295 pounds, we can set that. Because we know we're going to offset the lateral forces when it hits the rim. So we can actually set that spoke tension. If this rim were evenly spaced spokes like everyone else's, or conventional lacing, 295 pounds might not work because the rim will just snake. So, and it makes a big difference when it comes to aerodynamics. Definitely. Because it's not, as you think about it, this thing is spinning, it's an egg beater. The wind's flowing over top of it, and it's trying to cross through or pass along, and you're churning it up with a number of spokes. So the fewer spokes you have there, and not just fewer, but the fact that we have them together in a grouping, decreases how much churning there is. There's more pass-through area where it's clean. I mean, the air's not completely clean as it comes over, but it's generally clean. It makes a big difference if you're going from, talking 12-hole versus 20-hole. Substantial.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't hear as much about it because no one can run the spoke counts that we can run. So, one of our advantages, paired spokes, we've been doing it for about 15 years, and since people think it's our claim to fame, but we've been finding more and more from a strength standpoint, wheel build spec, and aerodynamics. It's actually a huge advantage. So.
Great. Thanks a lot for running through that with us.
No problem.